And we created this sound library. And with the sound library that we created, we invited 4 composers to the neighborhood. And with the sound library, they produced 4 songs. And we made an album called Sounds of Darağaç. And today we are having the launch event of this project. So, and at the same time, I will try to show the neighborhood as possible I can. Today is Friday, so because tomorrow and Sunday there will be a curfew in Turkey, so that's why most of the stores are closed early. Now I'm taking you to the headquarters of Darag. And here is our album. I can show you. Okay, we actually made the album in the format of a cassette. But of course, we know that most of the people, they don't have cassette players, so it's not your only option to listen the songs. Sorry. So when you open the cover, this is our logo. And when we have this QR code in here, so with QR code you can also listen the songs digitally. After today, we will also share the album. So let's continue our walk in the neighborhood. Darag Collective has a history of 6 years. 6 years ago, artists started to move to this neighborhood. And you can think the walls as some sort of archaeological site, actually. There are murals layer by layers. And this green space that you see in here is actually one of Darag's this year's project. This green area, I mean, it's not that green actually. It's full of other stuff too. So we are planning to have an urban gardening here. And I will continue to show the stores that we use for the Sounds of Darağaç project. I don't know if any of you were in the presentation of Darağaç yesterday. I mentioned about the rhythm of the neighborhood. So this scene that you see in here is actually part of the rhythm. After a certain hour, the locals and the workers, they just open up a beer and they celebrate the end of the day. I can get a little bit closer, I hope. Abi canlı yayındayız.
Sounds of Darağaç.
While we are walking, I can show some works from last year. This is from Tuğçe. This was in the exhibition of last year's. This is one of the works. The name of the work is Mustafa the Vespa Repair. Yeah, he is actually the first person in the neighborhood who was specialized in repairing Vespa motorcycles. So that's why his name is Vespa Mustafa. And Tuğçe one day started gathering his story because he passed away a couple of years ago. But his presence and his jokes and his life still a story that people tell to each other every day in the neighborhood. So Tuğçe went to store by store, talk, and gathered the stories of Vespa Mustafa, and she wrote this story. If you like, you can visit our website and you can read this story too. Now I'm taking you back to headquarters so that we can listen some parts of the album. And maybe I can show you the details of this installation that we finished yesterday night in details. We also have a music video for one of the songs. It's a short one, so I'm going to sit here and watch the video together with you.
Duvarlar parlar, eski zaman mayhoşlukları, kalfalı üstünler çıraklar, bakkalda 37 ekran, poster duvarda büyük altay, yok olurken sürekli hafızam, çalınırken tüm hatıralar, unuturken kaybolarak, pencerelerden perdeler, sıkılırken bir anda ben, kaybettiğim her şeyi, unutulduğum zaman sanki, bizde bir eleman gibiydi belki, ama elinde çalacak bir atı yeri, içlerinden gidiler, tamir aldım, elinde bekler, renkler burada başka renkler, renkler bana bir şey söyler, biraz lava, ağla kendini başına, böyle distopyalarıyla burada yaşayacak bir utopya.
We have Suzy here also. So there is.
Hayaletler bile hala alırsa nefes. Boş verip devam ederken güneşsiz 19'dan Sana ağlanan gece biter. Yaşlı çocuklar, çok büyükler. Büyüyünce nasıl çıkar şirazeden neler. Herkesi zehir bir yere bırakıp gider. Ölümle bir tavşlar geçer. Ellerin gözleri var, elleri demezler. Gözleri bozmak için yürekli çeker zamanı motomoto. Çetince geçer.
Ben onu uzaktan bir şey söyleyeceğim.
Yeryüzünün geçtiği Türkiye var olmuş çok değerli bir vatandaş. Benim eşim bulamaz. Dünyaya bir daha geldi. Burada olsam herkesten çıkayım ama bu sene burası değil.
Okay. So let me tell you the story of this thing that you see here. So the story started like this. We have the albums that you see in here, but we were talking about how we can show these cassettes. I mean, on what physically? I'm talking about the installation of these cassettes, how we can present it. So the idea was this: going to the stores, the shops of the neighborhood, and gathering some pieces, like car parts mostly, engine parts, car engine parts. So with these car engine parts, we made this. And we wanted to create the effect of this album coming out from a car motor, car engine. This was the idea. So yesterday night, in the midst of the rush of the exhibition, we made this and we put our cassettes here. So let's continue to our tour in the neighborhood. We don't know what is this. I don't know if you can see this. First time we see something like this, so we have no idea. This is not one of our performances for sure.
O biralar beleş mi? He? Oğlum. Ver oradan ver.
So,
Versene.
he's one of the workers in the neighborhood. He has a shop, and I don't know what he wants, but let's see. This is rüşvet mi bu abi?
Evet.
This should be a bribe some sort of. Anyway, so this is the second indoor place, indoor area for the Sounds of Darağaç projects. project. So this place called Darag. Let me show you the place also. Let's go inside. Maybe you are wondering what's up with all these car engines and motorcycles and all these vehicles. So I have to tell you the story of this neighborhood a little bit more. Than this neighborhood is an industrial neighborhood. In the past, like more than 100 years ago, the biggest factories of Izmir were located in here, and this was the case until 20 years ago, actually. And most of the factories that is located around, that surrounded the neighborhood, actually, right now they are closed. So years ago, when these factories were still functioning, in this neighborhood, mostly workers used to live in here. But because the factories are closed now, in this neighborhood, 300 locals right now living here, and they are living in different jobs. But it is hard to melt the whole social structure of the neighborhood in one pot. It's still diverse. It was more diverse in the past, but today it's still diverse in a way. The artists are living right now, and the new shops are opening, actually. This is something new. And more people are coming and going to the neighborhood. This doctor that you see in here is actually the nickname of this car shop's owner's nickname. I will show you the murals in the neighborhood. This is from last year's work. The name of the work is Meryem, made by Zarif Arslan. This was from Volta 2 years ago. It was a street art festival that we have in the neighborhood. Work made by Canavar. Also the houses of the artists, because right now we are like the house that you see there. It's the house of Luchakai, one of the members of the collective, and another artist living in this house. There's another one living there, Charlie. We wanted to start this broadcasting an hour before the opening, so that we will have more chance to walk around in the neighborhood. People are starting coming. Now let's go to the other streets. Of course, when I'm walking like this with the camera in my hand, the locals we're going to ask, like, what is this now? Why you're recording? So expect some unexpected conversations. It will be in Turkish, of course, but I will try to translate it. I told you. Selam. Eyvallah size. Hoş geldiniz. Güzel. Okay, let's go to this. Let's go to our market. And let's see what they are going to say. This poster that you see in here, it's from last year's. And this is from Sounds of Darağaç, this year's project.
Saat yani saat. Saat çalışma. Ne oldu Çağlar var diyorsun.
Afiyet olsun.
Çok gidimsel olabilirim ama.
So let's walk. Maybe you saw this before in other walks too. This is Altay. It's the local team of the neighborhood. Selam. This mural made by Topics. This is from 2 years ago. There's another one here. Now we will turn right and see the other streets too, and we will have a circle, and we will end in the headquarters. Oh, maybe I can show you some other stores. This store makes racing cars, actually. It's the most different, I will say, store in the neighborhood, because they are making racing, they're specialized in racing cars, and they're, this is their passion, and you can clearly see it. They turn this old kind, like old cars, I would say, I don't know. They turn this into a racing car, and they tend the leagues, and it's a celebration when they bring a prize, a trophy to the neighborhood. Most of the time we celebrate all together. So this car that you see in here, there will be broadcasting. There will be the broadcasting of the album from this car. Right now they are preparing it.
Ben parmağı yedim de bu koyayım.
Suzy was the second. Suzy was always following us, by the way, when we were having this walk. I thought I should show her too. In this neighborhood, in every street, there are 2 dogs. Not 3 dogs. There are 2 dogs, and in every street, in certain times, these groups of dogs they come together, and if there's someone or something to chase, most of the time they chase this thing together. And this we noticed this recently, and it was something really interesting for us, seeing all these dogs from different streets, and they're coming together to chase the target, let's say. And other than that, they don't usually mix with each other because every street has 2 dogs. They, for some reason, they don't allow the third one among them. I don't really know how to explain this, but this is something that, as a collective, this is something that we romanticize as well.
Herkes ekstra güzel gelir.
Okay, now I'm going to take you to one of the terraces of the neighborhood so that we can have a first view. First view, yeah. We can have a view from the terrace. Yeah, let's go. This is the studio of Tuğçe. She's downstairs right now. Oh no, she's here. Okay, the sea, which is the harbor, is on this side. And the thing that you see in here used to be an old factory called a'21 Companies. It was a textile factory. And the products were moved from here to the port. And on our left side, you will see something new. These skyscrapers. Yeah. Now it's a gentrification zone. This neighborhood will be gentrified soon. But of course, there are many ways. And this is one of the way, like having the skyscrapers here. We don't know the same fate will awaiting for us in this neighborhood. We don't know about this yet. But there is a possibility, of course, because of the location of the neighborhood. Actually, it's too close to the center. It's very close to the city center. It's very close to the harbor. Actually, you can see the harbor from this angle, maybe. I don't know if you can see this. There's a ship there. So if you would like to walk, it's something like 200 meters to go there. Of course, you cannot enter because it's customs zone. But we are the closest neighborhood to the harbor. The story of these skyscrapers started last year, I would say. And where they located, these skyscrapers called Halkapınar. Halkapınar, if you want to roughly translate it to English, it will be something like, I don't know, place with water. Pınar, because Pınar is a stream and Halka is a ring. So, I don't know. It's something like that. But what is known is this: in that area where these skyscrapers are located, there were streams. There used to be streams coming from the mountains, and they were coming from underground too, because there are underground water sources there. So last year something interesting happened when they started building these skyscrapers. We saw some pipes in the neighborhood explode all of a sudden. They were leaking from somewhere. Water was coming from the asphalt. We didn't understand in the beginning, and we still don't know actually. But the answer that we found back then, and an engineer friend of us also told to us that it's because when they are building these skyscrapers, they are opening up these huge holes, and they cover it with concrete as a base for the skyscraper. And because of this method, the underground water coming to the direction of the sea. And we are the neighborhood in the middle. On our left, sea is on our left, skyscrapers are here, we are in the middle. So we don't know whether it was the reason that these water pipes exploding all of a sudden in the neighborhood. I don't know if this was related with their presence, but it was something interesting to see happening in the neighborhood. As if, I don't know, as if it was symbolically, it was strange. Actually, symbolically, it was something interesting too, because I don't know, as if you're going to drown in the water, that it's coming from the base of these skyscrapers. Symbolically, it was interesting. Maybe we will use this idea in one of our projects. So let's go downstairs and let's see what's happening in the neighborhood. People are start coming. Let's see what's happening.
Çalışabilirsek süper olur.
Well, we'll take you back to the headquarters and let's see the rest of the album. Okay, we watched the music video before. So,
Gölgede parçalar parlar. Eski zaman mayhoşlukları, kalfaları sanatçılarlar. Bakkal dolusu sitede ekran. Sert duvarlar, kalçay. Ülken sınırlı hafızan, çalınırken tüm hatıralar.
let's go to the other place for the last time, and let's finish our podcast. Tomorrow we will have Sounds of Darağaç project's panel. We will have Lu Records and Apeiron collective with us, and we will discuss about the timeline of the Sounds of Darağaç project and how the idea came out and how was producing this sound library, and it will be at 6. So if you don't have anything to do, please join us. Now let's go to the other place. So thank you for watching, and hopefully see you tomorrow. And we will also broadcast, we will also share these songs soon. So stay tuned, and you can follow the recent developments about Sounds of Darağaç project from our social media account. Thank you for watching. See you soon.
Yetişmiyor oraya. Ürün yerleştiremedik.